Okay, so I thought I would do a 2022 recap and also set some intentions for 2023. I personally love watching these kind of videos on YouTube and listening to the people I follow's podcasts and stuff like that. So I thought maybe that you'd also find it entertaining and useful. I also thought it would be great to look back on next year and keep kind of like a diary or journal entry about what's happened in the previous year and what goals I had set to see if I hit them. Just quickly, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kim and I help therapists in private practice get online, get confident with admin and reduce tech overwhelm. So let's take a look back at 2022 for me. First of all, let's start with the good. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about that came up straight away when I was writing my list of what went well in 2022 was starting this YouTube channel. It's something that I have wanted to do for a really long time, and I had to work with my coaches, with my therapist, with my husband, with lots and lots of people to really get the confidence and the courage to just get started. I watched loads of YouTube videos on how to start a YouTube channel. I bought courses in video production and things like that. And basically I was just told in the end, you just got to get started. I heard somewhere that the first 100 videos are going to suck, so we're not even out of that yet, so hopefully they don't suck necessarily, but I know that as I continue I will just get better and better at videoing and things like that. I also thought I needed to get fancy equipment, but I'm actually just using my iPhone, a really cheap microphone that just improves the sound quality a bit, and then I also have a tripod to just make sure everything stays still. But then that's it, and I obviously edit the videos using a system that I bought, which I really like and is really simple to use, and I just thought you've just got to get started. Can't get better until you've tried. So starting the YouTube channel was a massive deal for me, and I'm really proud of myself for doing that. So when I talk about things that went well in 2022, that is really my number one thing. The second thing that I'm really proud of in 2022 was being part of TheraBundle. So if you hadn't heard of that, it was basically a collection of over 40 therapists and therapist adjacent professionals who had some sort of offer to therapists specifically. So that could be some kind of online course, it could be a download, it could be templates or system that therapists can use. Not only was I a part of that as a contributor, I also helped run it from the back end as well. Now, I'm not taking credit for orchestrating the whole of TheraBundle. Tamara definitely was the massive lead on that and probably did 70 to 80% of what needed to be done, including the sales page and the email copies and everything else. But I definitely had a behind the scenes look of how to run a bundle, how to manage the contributors, and also just dealing with the customer service of a bundle sale. So that was really exciting and also helped me grow my list, which is my email list, to over 800 people, which I never would have been able to do on my own in such a short space of time. So that was a really good positive for me for 2022. I also launched my Virtually Done course, which is like my signature online 4-week course, which helps therapists in private practice set up Google Workspace specifically to use in private practice. So it's very much geared towards therapists and helping them get their practice online, automated as much as possible and streamlined. I only actually ran that course once last year. I did want to run it 2 or 3 times, and for some reason it just didn't work out time wise, and then we had TheraBundle, which I prioritized over running the course again. So this year I would like to launch that at least twice. I will be launching it in January, so if you want to know more about that, I'll leave a link in the description below. On the subject of online courses, I also created and launched a new low-cost course called the 5-Day Inbox Zero Challenge, and I did that within 2 weeks. So I outlined it, I filmed it, I got it on the online platform and launched it all within 2 weeks. So I'm really proud of the fact that once I put my mind to something, then I can get it done. And this was a really fantastic course which benefited a lot of people. Another benefit in 2022 for my business was hiring my own PA or VA. Before, I've had a team and I've probably asked them to do bits and pieces for me to help me out as needed. But this year I actually decided that I needed a dedicated person that was just going to work for me, and they were going to help me with all the bits and pieces that I really felt like I wasn't doing as well in, and also just somebody else to hold me accountable to my goals. So hiring a PA was a real benefit for my business. My word of the year for 2022 was growth. That was in a professional sense, but also in a personal sense. So I really feel like I focused on that word in everything I was doing. I've had growth on my email list. I've had growth personally in being able to launch this YouTube channel. I had growth with regards to my client base. We took on an additional 6 clients this year. When I take on a new client, I really like to make sure that I understand what's going on in their practice before it gets handed over to my team. So I don't like to rush that process and take on too many people at once. So 6 for the year is amazing for us. I also grew the team by 3 people. So I took on my PA, as I mentioned, and we also took on 2 additional VAs that work day to day with therapists. I do feel like I've massively grown as a person too. I would definitely say that I am a recovering people pleaser and didn't have very good boundaries in place, and I feel like these are 2 areas I've really focused on in 2022. I do feel really proud that I've worked on that side of myself so much in 2022, and that has made a massive difference to me in my whole life. Okay, so let's talk about what could have gone better, what I could have done better in 2022. So the first thing that I've really realized is when we do take on one-to-one, day-to-day clients, it is a huge distraction for me in regards to my goals and focus for my business. I really do like to be involved in everyone and everything that happens in my business. As I grow the team, I have more meetings with them. There's more clients to talk about and discuss. There's more issues that come up. And I really feel that having more day-to-day clients can distract me from growing my business in other areas that I really want to focus on. And that's why I've decided to close our books for at least the first 6 months of 2023 and not take on any new one-to-one clients. As the team expands and I kind of move further and further away from the day-to-day dealings with therapists, I really feel like there's a need to kind of step back in and make sure that everything's running smoothly, that every therapist has SOPs or standard operating procedures for their practice, and that they know how to run their practice without us. Obviously, it's great to have a virtual assistant and have these things taken care of without you having to worry about it. But it is really the therapist's responsibility to understand what's going on in their practice and how things run. If for whatever reason the virtual assistant is off, or if something needs doing urgently that we can't get to right away. So in 2023, I do want to get better at making sure that all the people we work with understand how to do everything in their practice, and they don't feel like it's being ran by somebody else rather than them. Another thing I want to do better is team training. The team are all dedicated to working with therapists in private practice, and sometimes I just assume that they know everything I know, and that's not always the case. So sometimes a therapist might want something doing and I would know a really quick way to do that or to automate it, and the team don't necessarily know that all the time. So one thing I really want to focus on doing better next year is making sure that the team training is completed, that they watch these YouTube videos so that they also get an understanding of what I'm teaching, so that I give them one-on-one training and give them team training so that they can stay up to date with everything that I am teaching, everything I know, and things like that. I also want to create more courses and launch courses more often. I really feel like I can serve the therapists in private practice community better by offering these courses. Some will be evergreen, which means that they can be done whenever you feel like it. You could just buy the course and start it whenever you want. And some will be live launched, where I will be available to assist you and help you and answer questions live whilst you're doing the course. And that's something I haven't done enough of this year, and I definitely want to work on more for 2023. And finally, it's social media. I have really focused all of my attention on YouTube and kind of taken the foot off the pedal with regards to all the other platforms. So Kate, my PA, has been taking over the social media for me, and that has been great. It means that we have a presence on Instagram and Facebook every single day. But I want those platforms to be different to YouTube. So YouTube is really about teaching. So you can come here and get a video from me that you can actually implement into your practice right away. Whereas Instagram, and I guess Facebook as well, because they, linked, I really want that to be more about what's going on in my business, more about me, not necessarily personally, but me kind of from a business point of view, so that people can get to know me more and understand what I'm about. And I don't think that's really come across yet on those platforms. So it's definitely something I want to focus on next year and do a lot better with. Okay, so let's talk about goals or intentions for 2023. I haven't decided on a word of the year yet. I've got a couple mulling around in my head, and I think it would be really good for me to kind of journal on that and think about what it is that I want to do. Growth was a great word for 2022, and although I want to continue with that growth, I kind of want to just add more words on. So I haven't yet decided on that, and maybe once I have, I will post that on Instagram so that you can all also hold me accountable to that. Okay, so for professional goals, my first goal is to create 2 new courses next year. Both of these will be evergreen courses, so they'll be available on my website all the time. Creating new things is something that I get really excited about, and why I've moved away from working as a day-to-day VA in the first place. My second goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. So if you're watching this and would love to be part of that journey, I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel. I do have lots of great things coming up. I'm hoping to post 2 videos a week as much as possible. I'll post Wednesday every week, and it'll be a longer video like this. And then I'm also hoping to do a Monday shorter video, kind of like a video tutorial, something that you could implement right away and just do it in 5 minutes. So I'm hoping that will be really useful for everybody in private practice, and something that will help me reach that goal of 1,000 subscribers. And my third professional goal is to update my website. I created the website in the middle of 2020 when I was a virtual assistant for therapists in private practice, and that was the goal of the website, was to attract people that wanted to work personally with me day to day, helping them run their private practice. But that is not really what the business is anymore. Yes, I do have a team. I have a virtual assistant agency, and we do work with therapists day to day, but I also want to pivot the type of clients that we're working with on a day-to-day basis and help newer or smaller private practice owners in a different way going forward. So I really want to have a look at the website, redesign it, so that anybody that comes to the website can really decide where they fit into the journey of working with me. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly also go over some goals of mine for 2023 that are more personal. The first one is to read 24 books in 2023, which is 2 a month. This is really ambitious. I probably read 6 books this year, so that would be 1 every 2 months. But reading, I found, is super important. I get so much from reading books. I really don't enjoy fiction books. So it will all be kind of like self-help, business growth, online business, marketing, all that kind of stuff. And I really just want to continue my education all the time. And I have lots of opportunity to read. So that is one of my goals for 2023. My second goal is to journal more. I love journaling. and I find it so helpful when I do it. I just have not prioritized it. I have not got into a daily journal practice, and it's something I really want to do for 2023. So I will be making sure to do that as much as possible. I'm hoping to literally be able to do that every single day. So I'm aiming for 365 journal entries for 2023. The third one on my list is to spend less. Now, I wouldn't say I am super materialistic. I don't think I spend loads of money on things, but I do want to spend less in my business and also personally. Personally, I would rather spend my money on experiences rather than things, but I really just want to be really conscious about what I'm spending. I'm so good at budgeting for my business and knowing exactly what's coming in and what's going out each month. And I do have a budget for my personal life as well, and I do monitor that quite well. But for all the incidentals, like miscellaneous things, I don't really keep track of that. If it's out of my bank, I just assume that I needed it and it's gone, whereas I'd really like to track where I'm spending my money a bit more. And finally, my goal for 2023 is to get outside more. I am literally changed to this landing. I might as well do the school run for the kids, come here and handcuff myself to the desk because I do not leave. I make myself 2 cups of tea in the morning and then I don't leave my desk, and I've been so good at trying to have lunch at a certain time and go downstairs, but I'm still not getting outside. I don't really like the cold. God, I sound so moany. But anyway, I don't like the cold, but having fresh air and getting outside is really important, and it's something I really do want to prioritize. I want to get outside at least once a day, and that's not including school runs. I also, when I do go outside, I'm usually doing something. So I will film an Instagram story as I'm going to get some lunch. I will listen to a podcast. I'm never just like alone with my thoughts. And that's something I want to be more intentional with too, is actually enjoying being outside. That's not a distraction of listening to somebody else's voice or talking to the internet. Okay, so that was my roundup of 2022 and also my goals and intentions for 2023. I'd love you to join me on that journey, whether you subscribe to this channel or whether you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, or whether you are on my mailing list so you hear from me once a week. I would just love you to be on that journey with me and also to learn about you too. I'd love for you to comment below if you have a word for the year or what your intentions are for 2023. I'd also love to hear from you if there's something you want to see from me. Hopefully you have gained some knowledge about who I am and what I provide for therapists in private practice, but I'm so open to providing what you want. I'd love to hear from you. So there are loads of ways to get in touch with me. Comment below, email me, DM me on Instagram, however you want to do it. I would love to hear from you, and I'm wishing you all the best for 2023. Until next time, thanks for watching.